Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. So in this page, we share with the example for processing a query. We also show the query plans, right? So given the query input, we can design a logic tree for a query, as you know on the right hand side. And we also need to decide the implementation choice at every node and where the scheduling of the operations. What does this mean? Given the logical tree of the query, then the next question or next step will be how can we implement the queries for each node inside this tree, and how to schedule the operations among these nodes inside the tree, right? We have to use the algorithm to process this operation inside the logical tree and also implement every operation at each node, right? So to achieve this objective, we need to have some algorithm to help us. So the question will be, how do we combine different operations in this logical tree? So the method we propose to use is called this Iterator Model. And for the Iterator Model, each operation inside the logical tree is implemented by three functions. So the three functions we have here are the open function, the getNext function, and the close function. So for the open function, this is a function we set up the data structures and where perform these initializations for this node for the operation, right? And getNext, this function returns the next tuples of the result or not found if there are no more tuples to return. And the close function we end the operation and cleans up the data structures. And so with these three functions, also with this iterator model, we will enable the operation for each node inside the logical tree. And it also enables this functional pipeline for processing queries in the logical tree for database systems. Okay, so we have mentioned these three functions already. The open, the getNext, and the close function. Then the question will be, what are the functions we will need to use for processing the queries? Can we have some examples? So we can have some examples to show you, right? Now we want to do the scanning of these tables because in the previous page, so given the logic tree, the first operation we plan to do is to the scanning of the tables, right? We have to do the scanning of the purchase table and the person table, so we can get the results and the data to do the joins between them based on the name information, right? So the first operation we do is for the purchase node on the purchase table for scanning it. Now how can we do the scanning? We show you with the example right here. So we need to implement both the open, getNext, and the close, these kinds of functions. So first, the open function, we have to initialize all the operations and also set up the data structures. So for the scanning of the table is operation, the open function we define is shown here. So we define two data structures. The first one is B. This B denotes the first block of the relation R. This R is the input relation, and we also need to define a new variable T. It denotes the first tuple of the block. So if we plan to scan a relation or a table, right, we have to access the block as well as tuple inside the relations. So this T, we return as the tuple, first tuple of the relation. And given the open, then the next one will be how can we get the next function, right? We define this getNext as shown here. So given the tuple T as well as B block, so inside the next function it will check if this tuple T is the last tuple of the block B or not. If so, in other words, it is not tuple and we have to get the next tuple instead, right? If so, in other words, T is the last tuple of the block and we have to get a new tuple as well as new block, right? In other words, inside the if clause, we have to check if there is the next block or not. If so, then we can read the next block and also read the first tuple of a new block. Otherwise, if there are no new block available, then we will return not found. And we also define all the T, the tuple to be T, and we increment T to be the next tuple of B instead, and all the tuple instead. Alright, this is the way we do the scanning of the tables, right? And we define both the open as well as this next function. So besides this, we also have to define the close function, which is not shown here for the example. And so for the close function, it will end all the operations and also clean up the data structures we define here. In other words, we have to release both B and T's data structures for the close function, which are not shown here. Okay, so this is an example for combining the operations in processing queries based on logical tree. And so normally when we are doing the operation, we have to define the open get next, add, while close is function for every node inside the logical tree.